Today's image is one of my favourite images that I think I've ever taken on the northwest coast here where we live. It was taken in late October in 2020 and I was blessed with wonderful light and weather conditions. Everything was right about the day, and when it comes to this kind of pictorial photography, the conditions that you're shooting under have such a massive impact on the photograph. And yet the conditions might only happen maybe once, maybe twice a year. But on this particular day, it was absolutely wonderful. The light itself was stormy. There was a lot of cloud around. Sun was bursting through the clouds periodically. And because of the heavy cloud, most of the beach itself was in darkness, and there was just little bits of highlight coming through from where the sun peeked through. And this is kind of important when we get to the photograph in a little while. So I followed this couple along the prom here, just looking for patterns in the sand. Nothing was really happening. It was one of those sort of days where I thought everything is fantastic for photographs, but there wasn't really anything outstanding happening. So a little bit further on from there, I turned the corner and saw this water that had been left on the beach, and these kids that were trying to get onto the beach itself and were jumping over the water. So I stayed with it, took a couple of pictures. Eventually the kids moved into the beach area where the wind was whipping the sand up and the sun came out, and that's when I had my photograph. And if you look at the photograph itself, there's a lot of elements to it which create for me a very pleasing composition. The line of the water going through the image from the bottom left all the way through to the top right third of the frame. You've got the Ferris wheel with a triangle there, so that the whole body of water takes your eye from almost the bottom third in all the way through the frame to that Ferris wheel and that triangle and circle at the top of the frame. And then your eye goes from right to left across that horizontal line there, which is on the third of the frame itself. And then it's brought back down by the movement of the sand on the beach to where the kids are. So your eye goes in sort of like a perpetual cycle all the way around the frame. The top third of the frame is taken up with the storm cloud. So it's kind of holding the whole thing down, giving that sense of atmosphere that's being created because of the lighting conditions. What's really made it, and this is where I got really lucky, is the fact the sun came out at the moment they walked actually onto that part of the beach, and that's made a world of difference to the actual image itself. The previous image is quite flat. This image has been brought to life simply because the sun came out at that particular time. What I really like about the image is the fact that it's got a sense of movement to it. Everything is in motion because of the wind, the water's moving, the sand's moving. The clouds are actually moving as well. Obviously that doesn't come across so much in the picture, but the whole idea of the picture is to give this sense of movement, and the kids being the static part of the image really accentuate that. You've got the girl with her hand up to her head, obviously protecting herself against the wind that's coming off the sea. The kids themselves are great. They're against a nice flat white part of the background, which works incredibly well, makes them stand out. So overall it's been a really satisfying image to actually take.